Hello everyone, it's Andrew from GemTCG, and today's video I'm going to be showing you a very important thing that you should all be aware of, which is how to avoid paying sales tax on eBay and collect buy sell. So unfortunately this isn't a thing for TCG player, but it will save you a ton of money on the two platforms, eBay, collect buy sell, in the future, because you're going to be saving. For me it's 6% sales tax. I know for other states it's like 8% or 10%, so huge amount of money will be saved if you do this. And before I even get into showing how to do it, you do need to have a LLC or some type of business. I'm not fully experienced in this realm, but I know that you do need to be a structured business legally, and I'd highly recommend working with an accountant or a CPA or someone that can do that for you and have this all structured if you are not familiar with that stuff. So first things first, to even find out what you need to fill out, I would highly, you have to start by searching up eBay sales tax exemption on Google or whatever, and the first link will be the one that you want to click on, and then you're going to want to just scroll all the way down to this part where it says select a state or territory, and you'll just pick the state that you're in. I'm in Michigan. And then for the entity type, you're going to want to pick resale. Or at least if you're doing this for that purpose, you're going to, if your purpose is different, choose a different one. But for most of us, it'll be resale. And then it will tell you the form that you need to fill out and upload to them. So for me in Michigan, I need to fill out the MI3372 form, or I could fill out the SST form and provide a sales tax license. So I would recommend just doing the one that's the least amount of steps, which is this MI3372, and they don't provide a link for it, but what you're going to want to do is just type that in on Google, and usually if you type it in, it'll be the first thing that shows up. So then you'll go there, and then you'll see this form, and the form is pretty straightforward, and I'll walk you through this one. Obviously it's going to be different for every state that you're in, but I'm sure it'll all be pretty similar. And now you're going to want to read through this carefully. Don't just skim over this because it is very important. And you want to make sure you're doing things right. But for section 1, it's saying the type of purchase. And for eBay and collect buy sell, assuming you're going to be making multiple purchases on these platforms, you're going to want to click blanket certificate, which just means a recurring business relationship. Then for this part where it says seller's name and address, you're going to want to pick the name of eBay or collect buy sell and then the address of that business. So look up eBay's address, look up collect buy sell's address, and then put that in there. So I'm just going to write eBay, just whatever. And then section 2 is going to say items covered by this certificate. You're going to want to select all items purchased because you don't want to limit it to anything, and that's what I did. I did all items purchased and it worked, so should be good on that. And then for section 3, it's going to say just select one of these, and it's like the basis of what you're doing and why you are requesting to be sales tax exempt. And for most of us watching, it'll be this one, for resale at retail. So that just means you're going to be buying that product, and since you're not the end buyer, you should not be paying sales tax because you're going to resell it. And that's kind of how the logic for that works. And if you do that, you do need to provide a sales tax license, which comes from owning an LLC or some type of business that will provide this. And I'm sure I'll just do this up front, but do how to get a sales tax license in Michigan. And then you could just go on these, look for your state, look for what they require, and then just fill that out. Get that number, and then you'll put it in here. So I'll just put in some random numbers. And then for certification, you're just going to want to put in the information about your business, like your name, type of business, address, city, state code, or state and zip code, phone number, your name, your signature, and then your title, and then the date. And now this one, it says type of business, and then see codes on page 2. These are the codes right here. So then for us, it would be retail. So you would put 07 on this type of business. And then once that's all filled out, you'll just go to eBay, click upload documents, select the document, And then this comments thing says to provide your full name, business name, and eBay ID. So I'm sure that'll just help them see which account you're uploading it for and then speed up that process. And then also for collect by sell, you can do the same thing and you just go to your dashboard, go to this settings page and then the sales tax exemption, and you'll basically do the same thing. And these are very powerful because for both purposes, but mainly on collect by sell, the kind of market I'm going for is for buyers like us to be able to find collections to buy, and you don't want to be paying sales tax on those items, especially on bulk. So when you're selling your bulk to people and when people are selling their bulk to you, you don't want to be paying sales tax on that bulk, especially because you shouldn't be. Realistically, that's not how it works. And it's just going to save you a ton of money, so that way you don't have to pay these taxes. Now, I believe they said it takes 3 to 5 days or something like that to confirm everything and have it update in your account. But then once you have it set, you should be good to go, I think forever. But maybe there's like a window time period on how long it lasts for. Maybe you'll have to re-upload it again in the future. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And to be honest, I know a lot of people ask if they should get an LLC or do all that stuff for their business. And I think I would definitely recommend it if you source on eBay or collect by sell, because depending on what state you're in, for me it's $50 to register as an LLC and $25 to renew it every year. But if you in a year span, if you're buying on these platforms, you're going to be spending much more than $50 or $25 in taxes. So you're better off just paying that fee to then save money on taxes. Because if you buy a card, let's just say you buy a $500 card, or you buy $500 worth of cards, 6% sales tax on that would be $30 almost. And if you just look at how much money you're spending on inventory in a whole year, that will be much higher. So I'd highly recommend filling this out, and it just provides more, in my opinion, more professionalism to yourself, and hopefully it shifts your mindset on it and makes you feel more structured and legit than if you're just doing it as a hobby. And obviously, if you only want to do it as a hobby, that's a different story. But if you want to grow this full time or long term and you want to actually make some significant side income, I think it's best to just do that, because it also opens up a lot more opportunity for business bank accounts, write-offs if you're buying office supplies and all that stuff, inventory costs, all that, you can write it off, and there's just a bunch more benefits. So I'll make a video on that coming soon, so for how to file an LLC and how to get that all situated, because I know it can be pretty scary when you're first starting off and you don't want to do things wrong, because this is bringing legal stuff into it. But there's tons of sources online to learn from, but I will make a video in the future on how to do that. But thank you all for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you need help with anything, definitely reach out. And also, if you haven't, definitely check out Collect by Sell if you're a bulk buyer or seller, or if you just want to check out the collections on there, see what's going on, and let me know if you like it. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.